This is one of the most satisfying, like, moments. It's coffee time. How are you? How are you, my friend? Happy Tuesday. I think it's a Tuesday. There's literally, like, no room left on the table in front of me to put my water bottles and teacups and my water cup. And all just, how you doing? Yeah, it's the breath between. It's the pause between. It's the week between. Last week was our week of the new moon. We're just talking about moon cycles and manifestations right now, so I'm not talking about any of the other transits or any of the other hullabaloo that's happening in October, because it's just, we're gonna acknowledge that there's, effervescence, like we'd said in our month video, but we're just gonna move along with our lives and go foundational and enjoy this pause. So I've referenced this quote before, and I need to just find it, or just the foundation of it, but it's just more of a theme or an understanding. But it's basically that says, between action and reaction, there is a pause. And in that pause, that moment, you have infinite time and space. Infinite. And you can do with that time whatever you would like. That moment is your free will. You can do whatever you want. Between something that happens outside of you that you need to respond to, that moment, to say, who's responding? How am I responding? Why am I responding? What am I responding to? How are they going to receive me? All of that. Where are they? Where am I meeting them? Who's running the show here? And take as much time and space as you need right there, my friend. As much as you need. So to use that lens on the moon cycles then, because we always have, 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off, new moon, rest, full moon, rest, new moon, rest, full moon, rest. So last week was our new moon, where we planted seeds and we, did some witchy shit, and we decided what it is that we wanted in our lives. And if we weren't sure if it was like an amount of money, or if it was a specific job, or where in the world you wanted to move to, you knew you wanted freedom, you wanted abundance, you wanted love, you wanted wealth. So we know how to kind of go down to the foundational root, into like to follow the thread and go to the bottom and what it is that we need to work on. So we're excited about that. And next week we get to dance naked under the full moon and purge what we don't like. So we threw all this, shit against the wall, and we're like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then we just, in a week, we get to be like, what's stuck? This is the week that we get to really experience and feel what it is that we're creating. Is this even what we want? I think that can be such an image thing that we can get lost in. And I do a significant amount of image work, so this is for me too. I go back and watch these. Whenever we say we're going to do something, or we plant a seed, or we're like, this is my new endeavor, and then we just like get like a minute into it and we're like, oh, this is not my new endeavor. No, but I posted that. I told too many people. Shit. What do? You just don't do it anymore. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. There are infinite things for you to try and to be. So if something doesn't feel right, like sucking at something is different. Sucking at it is so different than what I'm saying. If you suck at something that you love, fucking keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because we're repetitive animals. We can learn how to do anything if we do it enough times and we put our intention and our mind to it. So that is not what I'm saying. But if you try something and after a few tries, you're just like, this feels like shit, like full shit on your foot, shit on your face, like shit. No, don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore, my friend. One of the best pieces of advice I was ever given about reading books, and do with this what you will. little Miss Little Black Rain Cloud. Love you to Reese's Pieces, forever and always. I was reading a book one day, this was years ago, and my friend came up to me. I was reading it, I just was complaining about it. I was like, I can't get into it, like, just whatever it was. She goes, then stop reading it right now and get a different book. And just pick up a book off the shelf and just start reading that one. Infinite books. There's infinite books. There's infinite pieces of information for me to receive. But I, in this avatar, have chosen to have limited time. So I need to remember that although I want to give that author and that book my time and effort, no. I can cry, like actually cry, thinking about the fact that there's so much knowledge out there that I'll never learn, that I'll never get to see and experience. Like, so many realizations and so many bits of, it's almost as irrational as the way that I feel about dinosaurs. Like, I have this book, this teeny T-Rex book, and T-Rex trying and trying that I can't actually emotionally talk about, just because it's so, he's fine in the end. He gets like claws to do things, but just completely lost my train of thought there. But so to go back, because I know that I feel like you think that I went so far out there, but to wrap all of this around again, we've infinite time between action and reaction. So we planted seeds. We asked a week ago for the universe, God, I really want all these things. So now, after a week, we can really start to feel that vibration. We can start to feel those shifts. Things happen and manifest very quickly now. So we can kind of feel like, yeah, this is it. This is fun. Or do we feel a little bit of a retreat inside? This is internal. This might not even be words yet. This is vibrational. Live into the vibration. Things are going to happen on this vibrational level before they happen in your mind. So at least for me, if this isn't for you, then go right ahead past me, but I'm going to try to wrap it up a little bit quicker. But so we started a process. We started to walk down a path. Over here is when we're going to really like weed that fucking garden. Way over here. So we're in the middle. Last week, this week, next week. So we're right in the middle between action and reaction. What are you doing with that pause, dear? How does everything feel? If it doesn't feel good, weed it and be done. Read it and be done and say no thank you. Just, this is what I've been told, because I don't have the greenest thumb. So what I've learned of plants, I've learned from my dear friend Jane, I've learned from Melissa, I've learned from the people in my life that have taught me things. But what I've been told is that if there is a branch that's dying or that's dead, taking it off actually helps the entirety of the plant, because then the nutrients and the help goes to the, leaves and the blossoms and the flowers that are really thriving, or the vegetables or the fruits that need nutrients. So if we, feel something that's off and we just remove it right away, that gives our energy and our brain, because I had said, this is vibrational, this hasn't even gotten up into our conscious awareness yet. So it gives our brain this figure out muscle. It's not even trying to figure out what that negative is. Our brain, if we recognize without attachment to it how fucking powerful it is, all our brain wants to do is figure something out. So give it a problem to figure out, but don't manifest something that feels like this. Don't do that. I hope that some of this is coming together. I really, really do. I feel like it's coming together. So I'm trying to wrap it up. So last week we planted seeds. Do they feel good? Do you feel good about the path that you're walking down? Because in this day and age, in this present moment, some of the decisions you make are untakebackable. And let that excite you. Let that excite you, not scare you. Let that excite you. Because we're so connected to our higher selves right now. We have the opportunity to be connected to our spirit guides, our angels, so many multidimensional versions of ourselves. Like when you're in 5D and in flow, you can literally feel all of these versions of you, all of the yous that existed, and your heart just grows 15,000 sizes, and you're just like, I could fly. And all of you feel in flow. I promise you that's available for you. But so when we plant seeds, sometimes, you know, things aren't right for us. Sometimes it's just our brain that says it is, but really, if something doesn't feel right, try something new. No one will judge you. Try something new. If anything, they're going to be envious over your courage to do that. Trust me, I've had so many friends and heard so many different conversations, and I worked in restaurants for the past, like, I don't even want to mention how many years, but the amount of times I've heard someone say, like, oh, I posted about it last week. I can't break up with them now. We just posted about it. We just did this. We just did that. Like, no one cares. Move on. What matters is vibrational. I want you to be your highest vibing self, feeling great, feeling amazing, feeling awesome. Mirror that out into the world. So let's do a pre-weed of the garden. Just kind of look, or that can be just like a fun little mental focus. Is that if something really doesn't feel good, if it's really not sticking, can we let it go? Can we let it go? And if not, let's follow that thread and go down into why is it that I think that I want what it is that I think that I want? What does that represent? You know, live into having it. I could see myself having it, but I can't see myself getting to it. You know, I'm getting a little too far ahead of myself. Okay. I love you. Thank you for joining me for our little chat today. As always, I'm here if you need anything. Please reach out directly to book a private session or a tarot reading or a birth chart reading. I'm going to be diving in. I had done a video about Venus and a little bit about what is to come for its transit. So I thought it would be fun to do Mars videos, to do a, you know, yin and yang type of thing. So I'm going to be recording a video about Mars and what Mars means for you and where it is in your chart. So please, I would love some engagement. Comment below if any of you utilize your birth chart, if that's something that you know about. Please just let me know where I can best jump in, because it's an infinite bit of information. So I'd love to know for, you know, my next video, what you know of your birth chart, if you utilize it, if you have it already, and where we can start off in that capacity. Love to you always. I'm always here.